All right. Hey, everybody. This is Brandon Corbin, and this is another UX Hour of Truth where we're going to go through and we're going to cherry pick a product from Product Hunt and deep dive into its overall experience and view it as a first time user would kind of see it. Nothing really gets better than watching a first time user, and more frustrating, watching a first-time user use your product. So that's what this is going to be about. And today we're going to be checking out Lemon Squeezy, which is a platform to sell your digital projects. Easy peasy products. Easy peasy. And so you can sell download, subscription, software license. Interesting, there's a lot of companies that are coming out with a similar kind of offering where they're trying to be able to sell your schedule, be able to sell a digital asset. But this one, they have a really kind of fun approach to it, and the UI is very cool, and we'll kind of just hop through it, and we need to figure out another word for cool because I use that one way too much. So anyway, we start off by this nice kind of like colorful, dripping, lots of color, boom, being able to show it. Has kind of a stripe feel, but also has a very heavy tailwind feel. Like, you go look at Tailwind, and a lot of websites that are built with Tailwind, it kind of has this same little style to it, if you will. They've got invoicing. They've got tax compliance stuff. It does look like that was in the EU, though. Again, beautiful, beautiful website. And then it's always fun to go and push it down to 320 pixels just to see how well it responds. And, dude, hey, damn. Damn, that looks great. That looks really, really good. Props to the designers and the front-end developers for getting that to sing. That looks beautiful. Great job. They've got this nice little what the fuck button that allows them to just kind of tell us a little bit about some of the things that they've done, some of their products that they're offering. I think that's fun and a nice way of kind of approaching it without being in your face about who we are and our big brand. So let's actually look at some of the pricing. So you can actually start using this for $0 a month, starting then at $29 and $79. And so they do take their pound of flesh when you're using the free one. So you're going to pay 8% plus 30 cents per transaction. So that's a heavier hit. But not really. Like if you're just starting out, you're just experimenting. And I think having the free version for any product that offers something like this, you need to have a free version because the fact of the matter is the majority of these people are going to get in. They're just starting out trying to sell their assets. It might take them 6 months to a year to be able to actually sell anything. And so if they have to keep paying $29 a month for those first 6 months before they actually sell anything, then, they're going to get burnt out and they're going to cancel and it's going to be a failure. So I think it's super important to have that free one. And I think it makes a lot of sense to take your pound of flesh from the fresh package there. So I'm already got an account created, and this is a nice way of approaching onboarding, especially because you can do a lot of different things with this product. So they've kind of done a nice job stepping through it. So the first thing was to create your store, and that's where you're going to pick your subdomain, and you're going to pick just a couple different attributes. And then they want to prompt you in to go and to create your first product. So we're actually going to go create a product, and we're going to sell a episode 0.5, which was an unreleased. Woo, means it's fancy. Unreleased. A unreleased. Fuck, I don't know what are these things called? Unreleased podcast, I guess. We'll just call it that. Jeez, podcast. Cool single payment subscription. That's a wonderful setup there. We're going to just go boom and repeat payment every year, every whatever. I love that. That makes it just super, super simple. So we'll go ahead and we're going to make it a one-time payment of, $3.99. You can allow customers to pay what you want. And then any kind of assets to best describe what this is. So we'll go ahead and we'll go into our hour of truth. So we're going to our assets. We'll grab that. And then the actual file that would be used up to 5 gigs. So you can put up to 5 gigs on that, which is nice. So now let's go into episode 05. And we've got the movie here. 65 megabytes. We'll upload that. And we'll let that We'll let that upload. Variants. This looks like you can then have multiple things. So like if you're selling shirts or if you're selling different types of licenses. So if you have some software and you want to have like a multi-tiers for your license, you can do that. You can generate a license key, which is great, and how long it lasts for, activation limit, really, like, damn. And then redirect after purchase, so you could send them back to your platform, which is cool. So then from your platform, you could drive them here, have them do their thing, and then once they buy, be able to drive them out to, back to the application itself. So we're going to let that load up here. So we'll talk about, they've got this, they do a good job of when there's no content in these spaces, that they have that kind of like empty descriptor of here's what you should really be doing. Right now, it seems like every place you go to, it's pretty much the same thing, to create your product. It's not relevant to the place that you're in. And this blue box is a little confusing, really, because you got this primary button, and then this blue border doesn't need to be here. Oh, so anyway, now we're done uploading, and we can see that we can publish that product. So we'll go ahead and we'll publish it. And we're published. And so now we should be able to share this. We can actually see exactly what that's going to look like, and it looks great. And you can start doing it now. I haven't put in a PayPal thing. I haven't put in my bank account. I can start doing it and start collecting payments for it. And then once I'm ready to connect my bank and PayPal, then I can go and I can start getting paid. So I can actually just copy this. I could text it to my mom and be like, hey, Mom, go buy this, because nobody else will. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Looks great. Great interface. You could have a bunch of different media if you wanted. You could have the longer description, of course. But, within, what is that? 7 minutes? 7 minutes. We're selling something online. That's powerful. That's very smooth. So the user interface, user experience, I absolutely love it. There's not a whole lot to complain about. I think they did a really good job. It looks like they were heavily inspired by Stripe. This view is a little meh. I'm not a fan of just the data grid. In this case, it's more of an intelligent data grid, but just the data grid thing is kind of played out. And hell, let's test it. How do we do? Break this bad boy down to 320 pixels. And they are like, no, sir, you are not. We're going to keep this at. But, one of the main reasons is, again, data tables suck. Data tables are an awful design pattern. They were great 1,000 years ago, and they're great for when you're building your prototype and you just don't know what the most important information is. And so you can just have a data table show all of it. But then eventually, someone has to make a decision and say, in our products, in our product entity, the most important things are this, this, and this. And we should have a list view that allows it to be just like a fucking list view, right? Here is what the list view for a product is. And now it has a share button. It might has this. It's going to have the price up here, but it's not just this long data grid that makes it really actually hard to then eventually get down into your full mobile view. And here's the fact. If you want to go into a mobile view, you're going to have to do it unless you want people to be scrolling left and right with your tables. And then, when they try to scroll and then they flip back, it's a pain in the ass. So no, it's not cool. But anyway, I think it's fine here. They don't have a whole lot of data. I don't know. I think there's a better way of displaying those. So we can get straight to our orders, which is cool. This is basically saying, hey, we don't have any orders, but then I can create a product. That's a little weird because I don't need I now have a product, and you want me to create another product, but from the orders page. So that one confused me a little bit. Same thing happens with this one. They kind of drive you to the view products. I just don't know if there's a button needed here, because it's we're telling the user that this is where it's going to happen. So once it happens, it's going to happen here. And so it just doesn't seem very helpful. I was just at my products. I literally click, and now I'm driving back. I don't know. Discounts. This one makes sense. We can go through and we can actually see, what coupons we have. So I created a YouTube one, and so let's create another one. And it's YouTube 44. Oh. And the amount's going to be 99%. That's an interesting one. I think if you click here, then select it. Just select all of it. Boop, select it. So then if I type, 76, it doesn't turn into that, because that doesn't work. That's probably going to blow something up. We can specify it to only apply to specific things, but we're just going to go ahead and just default it. We now have a new code, which is super simple. And again, I haven't actually had to give them any banking information or setting up PayPal or anything, so I can kind of go and build all this and really kind of try it out. That's awesome. That's awesome. Great job. And then they have coming soon. So, like, I don't know what's going on here. You can kind of see some of the screenshots happening behind the scenes. It looks like they're going to have some broadcasting where you'll be able to broadcast to anybody who has potentially a subscription or maybe has some orders, or you'll be able to potentially do some drip campaigns, kind of sneaking back here. It looks like we're building up an email to be able to say, hey, everybody that's done this, this, and this, I want to hit them with this email, drive them back, which is awesome. To kind of fine tune your inbound strategy. Reports, kind of in that same vein. Now, I'm really hoping, let's actually blow this up into a bigger screen now. So these charts look stunning, right? Like the charts look awesome. I hope that they can do it, and that this isn't just, here's the designer's dream. We're looking at the concept car here, and that when the charts come out, they're going to look like every other, half mediocre charting thing. I don't think they're going to do it because they've done a great job with all this stuff from a UI standpoint already. However, we've all been there. We've all seen it where you get these just brilliant charts, and then you actually try to implement it using React charts, Chart.js, whatever it is. And it's just like, kind of just, doesn't work very well. And then looks like they're going to have some analytics tools. Again, I really do hope that that's the way that this thing's going to look, because it does look awesome. And now we can kind of get into our design where we're able to, and so now this is interesting, and this might be a bug for the Lemon Squeeze people. I've actually went through and I deleted this. I potentially didn't publish it though, because I was like, I want to show what it's like where we select our image and okay, let's actually do this. And so I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to refresh. I'm not going to change it. Okay, that makes sense. But we do need to get a better header here. So we can go in, we can upload a site header. You can pick some attributes here, fine, publish your changes, and you've got a pretty solid website. So yeah, Lemon Squeezy, and that's it. So yeah, that's going to wrap up episode 2 of the Hour of Truth. That was only 13 minutes and 50 seconds because it can never actually be an hour. So with that, my friends, hey, thank you. If you liked this, like and subscribe it, and hopefully each one of these becomes better over time. You have a good one.